It is a big Thursday here on NASCAR Daily. Erica Davis is here to help win you some money. We've got some changes coming to Watkins Glen. We'll fill you in on those. And could April showers bring May flowers for the 2025 Indianapolis 500? It's all coming up.
NASCAR Daily with Shannon Spake.
Welcome into NASCAR Daily, everyone. I'm Shannon Spake. It is Thursday, September 12th. I'm rocking my NASCAR gear today because we're going to help you win some money. Maybe you can go pick up some swag of your own. But first, let's start with the changes coming to Watkins Glen, because obviously we're going to see them this weekend as the teams and drivers head there for race number 2 in round number 1 of the playoffs. So back in January, the track announced that they were going to make some changes to the racetrack. They were going to add some rumble strips in turn 1. They were also going to remove some strips and make some modifications to the ones that remain in the bus stop, the chicane area. And here is the reason. So turn number 1, they just want to keep those guys on the racetrack a little bit more, make sure that 90-degree turn, there's not that much runoff. And of course, for the chicane area, a little less aggressive. Let's start with turn 1. Here's what Austin Cindric had to say about the changes that we're going to see.
With the runoff being kind of the preferred line, like you dive down the apex and just kind of drift all the way out to the runoff, the outside car can play a lot of defense, whereas if you make it more of a tighter corner, maybe the inside car has a bit more of an advantage, just getting straight drive and have a better angle.
I can't wait to see this because we know how aggressive that turn is already, right? Like 90 degrees, those guys are able to kind of run off, and now it's going to keep them on the track a little bit more. It is going to add, I think, a really cool dynamic to this race, make it a little more exciting on those restarts and, of course, the start of the race. All right, let's talk about the bus stop, the chicane area. They did remove some of the rumble strips and modified the ones that were back there. And that's just because of how violent that area was for the cars. 90 times, of course, that's 90 laps, they would have to go over this area. So these are the ones that they've put in, kind of a more gradual that you can see right there. Let's take a look at what it looks like now for drivers to go through that area. You can kind of see them making their way. It's a little bit smoother, of course, compared to what we saw in seasons past, where it's just just rattling the entire race car. Kyle Larson, this is incredible what he posted on social media. He said that he wore the mouth guard that monitors head movement. And he said, my mouthpiece data from last year through the bus stop. Take a look at this, guys. This is incredible. He said something needs to be done. What was there before was not safe for the brain. Hopefully this is better, and I'm sure it will have to be. This is incredible data. Good thing those guys have that mouthpiece. They can kind of look at this, and of course, NASCAR can make some changes based on what they see. So we'll see how this affects the racing. Something else that we've been talking about all week long, softer tires, right? These tires that we're going to see this weekend are going to create more fall off. How much fall off? We've heard 3 seconds, 9 seconds. We don't know yet. They are going to get an extra 20 minutes in practice on Saturday to kind of figure this out. But Martin Truex Jr., 2017 winner at Watkins Glen, he said this. He said, I think it'll be a good thing for passing. Watkins Glen is so fast that when we were there the last few years with no tire fall off, you can't get close enough to a guy to make a pass. All right, so we're keeping the guys on the track in turn 1, and we might see more passing. I'm all in for it. I'm excited to watch this race on Sunday. Remember, the 99, the 45, and the 2, they were the cars that were able to be in the test session, and we will have 20 extra minutes of practice so these guys can figure out some of these changes on the racetrack and figure out their race cars as we get set for the second race in the round of 1. Okay, time now for our girl, Erica Davis. Every Thursday, Erica's going to join us here on NASCAR Daily because she's going to help us win some money, aren't ya? Aren't you, girl?
I most certainly am. And I just want to shout out myself because it's 5 o'clock, super early on the West Coast. And I learned from you. I got my coffee next to me.
Now. So. We'll have to get you one of these coffee mugs that say NASCAR Daily. What do you think? We can just share.
I think so. Cheers.
Yeah. And I know your birthday's coming up. So cheers to you for your birthday.
Thank you.
There is coffee in here, by the way. Okay, so Erica Davis is a betting expert, right? She covers all sports, and she's going to be here each and every week. And this is how this segment's going to go. We're going to start each and every week with a word of the week. Yes. And then we're going to go into some head-to-heads. We have some funny money that we're going to play with. We're going to log it all all season long or the rest of the season, see how much money we can win. And just full disclosure for everybody at home, I know zero about gambling, about making bets, nothing. So Erica's going to help me along the way. And of course, all of you experts out there, she'll help you as well.
Yes.
So let's start
Absolutely.
with the word of the week. Erica, what's the word of the week?
Yeah, Shannon. The word of the week this week is juice. Do you have any idea what I mean when I say juice?
Nope. Maybe juice in here.
The juice.
I
the
actually
juice
have
with
no
the
idea what
coffee?
that means. Yeah.
Okay. So juice is essentially the term that we use to refer to the amount of money that the sports book charges us as a sports bettor, as a gambler, to make our wagers. So think of it as like a tax on your bet, because the sports books, they got to make their money somehow.
Okay.
People will call it the vig or the house's edge or the cut, but the most commonly used term is actually juice. And you also have to remember, guys, that the smaller the number, or like the shorter the number, we will say, the more juice you got to pay to make that bet. So sometimes we're going to weave in these words of the week into our conversation. So that might help you break down the bet even further.
Is that why they say the house always wins? Because they always make money off of everything?
The house always wins. So we're going to try to find a way around that.
I do know that in gambling, which is why I avoid it. Okay, so what's the head-to-head that we're going up against this week?
Shannon, the head-to-head that I'm looking at is the matchup between Kyle Larson and William Byron. Now, I know who I'm picking, which side of the bet I'm picking, but since you are the fearless captain that is driving this ship on NASCAR Daily, you got to go first. You got to let me know who you're going with.
I don't know how you don't go with Kyle Larson, right? Back-to-back wins, 5 road course wins, and girl, he's only 15 to that cut. So he has to go out there and perform this weekend. He has zero choice, dropped from of course, the first rank all the way down with that wreck last week at Atlanta. So I don't know how you don't pick Kyle Larson this weekend, because he definitely has his back up against the wall.
So I'm going to take the other side of that bet, Shannon.
Okay.
Taking the other side. Now, if you watch this week's episode of Around the Track, you know that I'm really high on Willie B. He won this race last year. He won COTA this year. So we're talking about comparing tracks. I think those two tracks are two comparable ones that, he's done exceptionally well at. Now, if you watched Around the Track, you also know I threw out Larson, who you were picking, as my outright winner. But when it comes to the odds, because Larson is kind of juiced in this spot, I don't really want to lay any money on him at his odds, which are currently minus 140. So I want to go on the other side and get the plus money on William Byron at plus 110. All
right. So there you go. We got some juice, and it's because of the fact that you explained it better than I can. I do have what's that?
No, I was going to tell you. So you were on the right track. I was like, Shannon, you got it. So Larson's odds are way shorter in this spot. He's minus 140. Byron is plus 110. Larson's odds are way shorter, which means they're more juice. So that's why I want to take the other side and go with Willie B.
All right. So how much money should we put on them?
Well, okay. So are we going to pick Larson, or are we going to pick Byron?
You know what? You're the expert. So let's go with your pick. How about that?
Okay. I will say, since we're going to go Byron, we can be a little bit more, we can spend a little bit more money. If you want to go with Larson, we got to spend a little bit less money because of the short odds. So
no, it's your birthday week. We'll let you win the money. We'll buy you the shoes. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's go Willie B at how much money you want to spend? $100?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I always keep my handy dandy calculator right next to me. So you spend $100, you win a total of $210. So you get your money back. You get your initial wager back, and then we're going to win a total of $210. Spend $100, make $210 if Willie B ends up winning this matchup.
All right, we'll keep track of that. We'll see. I did want to ask quickly before we let you go. So Kyle Larson kind of this week, when he announced that he was going to be doing the double in 2025, it was so funny. He said, the weather's going to be great. Is there any way for us to put an early bet on whether or not it's going to rain in Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500 in 2025?
I have not yet seen that wager at sportsbooks. However,
can we start one?
Right. And sportsbooks, if you're listening to us, we would like to bet on rain or no rain. They might not give us that market, but based on how NASCAR races oftentimes go, they should give us that market.
I did send out a tweet to Ginger Z and Sam Champion, who are weather folks, of course, on the news here. Take a look at this. Hey, Ginger Z, Sam Champion. Kyle Larson's going to be racing the Indy 500 and Coke 600 in 2025. Any way to predict the weather that weekend in May? No rain. So I haven't gotten a response just yet from those folks, but maybe they can help us a little bit when we're trying to do that. All right. We will see you next Thursday. I know your birthday is Saturday. Is that what it is?
Cheers. It's Saturday.
So celebrate 21, girl. Chin chin. There you go.
25.
Got it. Enjoy. We'll see you next Thursday.
See you.
All right. Very happy birthday to Erica as she celebrates that. I also want to say happy birthday to my sister. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday to Lauren. That's it for us today. We're going to get you ready for, I should say, Watkins Glen tomorrow on the show, NASCAR Daily on Friday. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
NASCAR Daily with Shannon Spake.